Talk about a digit debacle. It was the electronic bank transfer that left a huge dent in a surprise man's bank account. This comes in at number 3 on the 3 on your side top 10 countdown. When Phil McKenna recently moved into this retirement community just outside of Sun City, he says he immediately felt right at home.
You don't have any lawn to mow, no snow to shovel. You just come in here and enjoy life and do what you want to do.
It's a far cry from Georgia, where Phil and his wife recently sold their house.
We had a nice place there in the mountains. As you can see, we were up at an elevation where it snowed.
But before they moved out to sunny Arizona, Phil needed to open a bank account here so he could park some money. So he went to Chase Bank, where opening an account, he says, was pretty easy.
Up and running. Here's a couple of checks to start you with. Here's some debit cards. Welcome to the bank.
With that new Chase Bank account established, Phil was ready to electronically transfer some funds into it. So he logged onto his Georgia bank account that he already had with United Community Bank and attempted to transfer $1,000 into the new Chase account. To transfer the money, United Community Bank used a payment service called Pop Money to handle the transaction and to deposit the $1,000 into the Chase Bank account. However, there was a problem, and Phil never received his $1,000.
They looked at the account number it went to at Chase, and it was missing one digit compared to my actual account number. So it went to Chase with that number that was erroneous.
Yeah, because Phil mistakenly left off one digit from his Chase bank account number, his $1,000 went somewhere, but no one can tell Phil where it is, and it's been a month now. So he contacted 3 on your side.
You've got a reputation of getting things done, going in, taking care of it.
3 on your side got involved, and we contacted the financial institutions. Not only did they investigate the matter for 3 on your side, but they found Phil's missing $1,000. Phil says a $1,000 check has now been mailed out, and he can expect it any day now. Phil says it's about time.
With $1,000 missing, and for that amount of time, it's time somebody got some results here.
And Phil did get that check. Number 2 on the 2018 list of top 10 3 on your side stories involves a rental runaround. Steve Gaffney says he couldn't survive without a vehicle, so you can imagine his frustration when he was attempting to turn into this Costco parking lot recently and wound up getting hit by another driver.
It was totaled. I mean, the cop who was there said pretty much, it's totaled, and I could tell because the drivetrain was laying on the ground.
Steve snapped some pictures of his wrecked truck and eventually learned later that it was in fact a total loss. As a result, Steve's insurance company made arrangements for him to rent a truck from Enterprise Rent-A-Car while he looked for a new vehicle to buy. Here he says he rented a pickup truck and drove it for nearly 3 weeks before finally returning it. This is the Enterprise where Steve says he returned that truck that he had rented. When he was here, he says an employee went around the truck, inspected it, even turned on the ignition to check the mileage. Steve says that Enterprise employee then told him the truck looked great and he could go. Steve says a little more than 2 weeks went by, and that's when he received an unexpected notice in the mail from Enterprise. The notice said the truck Steve returned had extensive damage to the undercarriage. How much damage? $2,700 worth. But Enterprise says it would make things easy for Steve. The rental company says they could charge his credit card that they had on file, or they could ask his insurance company to cut them a check. Steve says he was dumbfounded. What did you do to the car, Steve?
I actually did absolutely nothing to it. It was as good a shape, like I said, as
when you checked it out.
Yeah.
Enterprise also sent Steve 4 very grainy photographs that reportedly shows the damage, but it's kind of difficult to make out. Regardless, if there was damage, Steve says it certainly didn't occur on his watch.
Stayed on city streets just like I did with my other truck and have been doing, pretty much for, did not take any trips up north, anything like that. Did not.
You didn't drive crazy?
No.
So 3 on your side got involved, and we asked Enterprise to look into the issue. They did, and decided they will no longer pursue Steve or his insurance company for that $2,700 after all. Steve says he sure is glad he's not responsible for damage he didn't cause, and says it only happened with the help of 3 on your side.
I think it's great for Phoenix and for Arizona to have 3 on your side, basically. I mean, that's what I feel like. I had the support of the station, so very pleased.
coming up next on the top 10 3 on your side stories of 2018.
Well, he saw your wedding photos. He thinks you went off on a honeymoon with his money.
No,
But looks a little,
I understand.
not
that
good.
A fake contractor comes face to face with our cameras. Wait until you hear his excuse for running off with someone else's cash.